Everybody, this is Alessandra. Welcome to my home. Welcome to my kitchen. I want you to take a look at the table. We are making something that's super healthy, super delicious. Take a look. We're going to be making minestrone, un bel minestrone soup. So I'm going to give you the ingredients. The measurements really don't need to be exact. It's pretty much what you like. But we're going to start off with a base of onion, celery, carrots, tomato. Then I have here a large potato, string beans that I've cut up, two large zucchinis that I've cut up, and peas. Also, I have two cans of beans. I have a pinto and a northern white beans that I love. And there is one secret ingredient in this minestrone are the rinds of the Parmigiano Reggiano. You know, when you're buying Parmigiano Reggiano at $23.99 a pound, you're not going to throw out the rinds. So what I do is I soak them in water, cut off the skin, the very rind, the outside, and use the big chunks to cook with. And that gives it such an amazing flavor. Also, it pretty much takes time just cutting it up, but it's also wonderful. You sit down and it really you kind of gather your thoughts as you cut up. You put your thoughts in order, as I say. Uno mette I pensieri in ordine. That's what we say in Italian. Okay, meet me by the stove and let's get started. I'm using a 5.5 quart pot, and I think it's gonna be enough. This is what I normally use for the minestrone. First thing I'm going to do is add the oil. Not a lot of oil, because I like, when I eat the minestrone, I like to add my oil on top, raw oil. Olio crudo is always the best way, okay? The first thing is going to be the onion. I had it on already, but you don't want too much of a high heat, so I just lowered it. I had put it on before, which I shouldn't have, because you want this to just saute gently. And right after the onion, I'm going to add my celery that's all cut up. I don't want to waste anything. All right, so on a low heat, low medium, I'm going to say, just gently let it release the flavor into the oil. What I will do too is I'm going to already add my salt. I like to do that immediately, especially the onions, so they release the water. Okay. Couple minutes have passed, and you see the caramelization at the bottom. That's what you want. That's all flavor. Now, the next thing I'm going to add are the tomatoes. I have about 2 cups of plum and even some cherry tomatoes, because I thought it needed a little bit more red, so I added a little more. Now, another thing that's important is you could use a stock, a chicken, a beef, or even a vegetable broth. I'm not a fan, because I want to keep the flavors of the vegetables intact, the real flavors. So I like to use water. I put on a smaller pot with 2 quarts of water, and as I'm sauteing the vegetables and that comes to boil, then everything will come together. I heard the flame to put the tomatoes in. Keep scraping the bottom, you don't want it to stick. And let the tomatoes cook a little bit like this. So let them keep stirring and let it cook. I'm going to say 3-4 minutes. Take a look at this delicious base already full of flavor. Now I'm going to chop in the fresh parsley. And I'm going to add my pieces of Parmigiano in. Oh, I wish you were here to smell The aroma is just really wonderful. Going to add the water, just a couple ladles at a time, and then I'll start combining the vegetables. I don't want to put too much water. Bring your flame on high because you want it to continue cooking. Okay, these fresh string beans go in. This is one of those things that whatever you put in it, that's what you're gonna find it. And we say in Italian, quello che ci metti, quello che ci trovi. So you don't like string beans, you want to put a different type of vegetable, go ahead. You want to make a spring minestrone, then you can use asparagus. To add the potatoes and keep stirring with every vegetable you add in so it gets all incorporated. Look at the colors. Okay, now zucchini. Oh boy, the pot is getting full. Okay, I'm gonna add the peas. The peas were frozen. It was the only item that was frozen. But it's in springtime, if you could get fresh peas, definitely better. Okay, let's add water. Okay, now the beans. Okay, perfect. I'm going to cover it all the way on top with the water. Now, remember, depending how large you can make, you could double the batch, or how small, that's how much water you'll need. And you don't want too much water because it's a thick minestrone. It's not a soup where there's a lot of broth. So this is what I'm going to do: is cover it all the way to the on top. Here, take a look right here, like this. Okay. Also, it gets cooked with the lid on, so a lot of the water does not escape. A lot of the soup does not escape. But look at that. Doesn't that look just unbelievably delicious? Okay. Now I'm going to put the lid on it. First of all, let's bring it to a boil. As soon as it starts boiling, then I'll put the lid on it. And then once you put the lid on it, then you lower it, and you just want it to a small boil. So it's gonna take its time to cook. Okay, it's come to a boil. Let's lower the flame, put the lid on it, and let it cook for the next 30 minutes. So we'll check back in a little bit, okay? An hour has passed and the minestrone looks fabulous. I'm gonna give it a taste to see if I need to adjust a little bit more salt. Wonderful. I'm gonna put about a half a teaspoon of salt in. Minestrone is ready just the way it is, but of course we like pastina in it. I'm using Ditalini, and I also want to show you. So in a smaller pan, I'm gonna add the minestrone soup. Okay, make sure you get a lot of the soup part so that gives space for the Ditalini to cook. Okay, and of course you're not going to cook the pastina in the large pot, because what that's going to happen is the pastina is going to just soak up all the juice and it's a disaster. Now, this is how I measure my pastina, whatever. When I'm making soup, the Ditalini, the tubettini, the pasta mista, I basically just put it in the plate, you know, just like that, and I know that that's per person. But being that I'm doing a video, I measured it, and it comes out about a third of a cup a person. When the kids were little, I used to do 3 tablespoons. So I'm gonna add that to the minestrone soup and let it come to a boil. Then on medium, you let it cook through. I'm gonna add a little more because we're more than just one person tonight. So here it goes. Time to serve. Okay, look at, I just want you to come closer. I cut up a piece of one of the Parmigiano. I cut it up in small pieces. So I'm gonna go ahead and plate the minestrone. Okay. The reason why I didn't add a lot of oil at the beginning is because I always like to finish off my minestre with the olio santo, which is extra virgin olive oil and crushed red pepper. You let it sit for months and you have this delicious hot oil. Okay, I'm gonna just drizzle a little bit on top. Just a little bit of the olio santo. Now, the Pecorino Romano I like. You could use a Parmigiano, but I like a Pecorino Romano on this. I like the sharp flavor of it. Now I'm also wasting a little bit of time because if you watch my videos, I always end up burning my mouth. So tonight I'm going to give myself just a couple more seconds and let you know, please subscribe, hit the bell button. A lot of videos coming up. We have Thanksgiving edition, we have Christmas. I'm going to be making 12 days of cookies for Christmas. So look forward to all these wonderful recipes. Please, I hope you subscribe and you like what you see. Leave a lot of comments. I love reading the comments and replying. The good and the bad comments, both. And here it is. So now I'm going to finally taste it. Wow. Absolutely delicious. Grazie, arrivederci, alla prossima. Ciao ciao. I'm ready to eat.